Hey guys, what is going on? It is Justin Masson from Nintendo Dads, and we are here with another Let's Play. And this time, ladies and gentlemen, this time it is Shift Quantum. This is very exciting. I had an opportunity to play this. I think I start all my videos off with, I had an opportunity to play this somewhere. But I actually did. I legitimately had an opportunity to play this. Not that the other ones weren't legitimate. Whatever. Okay, stop nagging me, all right? But I got to play this at EGX back in September in Birmingham with the Flat Cat gamer, Mr. Gary Gray himself. So this one has kind of been on my radar. I'm going to be very honest with you, it didn't super grab me. When it was at EGX, I played it, I thought, oh, that's a pretty cool idea. But it felt like it was definitely a ways away. They also were not actually demoing it on a Nintendo Switch. They had it on a, what was it now? An Xbox, I believe. So you were using those kind of controllers to give it a shot. A lot of actually demo units when they try something or when they show off a game on a floor. That's kind of going to be universal for most platforms. They typically do the demo units on an Xbox, actually, as opposed to like, hey, here's the Switch version, here's the PS4. Xbox appears to be kind of the universal way of going it. So if a game's not specifically 100% designated just for that console, they typically kind of use an Xbox as a testing ground. That's a little bit of inside baseball, but whatever. We're jumping into it here, and this is kind of interesting. We're doing a little bit of a setup, an introduction character here, it looks like. So it looks like we're kind of almost a guest at a kind of resort or a kind of escapism where we're kind of telling the system here some pieces of information or getting acquired. Reminds me maybe a little bit of Portal in some ways, a little bit of the Matrix in some ways. This kind of, give me some information about you. We're, going to make this amazing experience for you. Here we're actually building some questions. I do like this a little bit of play on some movie titles for us to reference. So that's kind of fun. What are we going to choose here? Usual Suspects, I think, is the one, or the spoof of the Usual Suspects, I guess, is the one we're going to choose there.
Question 2. What type of game
do you prefer? Oh, that's a good question. Some choices. What are we going to choose here? What are we going to choose? All right.
Question 3.
Pixel Perfect Jumping. That's the one I'm going to choose.
How do you think Axon Vertigo?
Last one. How do you think Axon Vertigo can help you now?
Help me to relax.
Help me to relax. Axon Vergio.
It's time to connect you to Shift
That definitely sounds like something as bad is going to happen. If there's any kind of question, I suspect something bad will happen here. But that's exciting. All right, so we're loading out some more information.
Slowly. In.
Getting that going right now.
Good. Shift Quantum has been linked to your profile. Immersion begins in T-10, 9.
So big thanks to the devs and the PR firm for sending us a review copy of this. Very excited. Again, I think it was a cool game a while ago. And I know that our friend, again, Gary Gray, was over at EGX Res, and that was in April when they do some more indie games and kind of show off things a bit closer to build. And he had an opportunity to actually go hands-on a little bit more with this as well. And he was speaking highly of it. So this has definitely been one I've been looking forward to. Kind of an interesting... I kind of like this already. It's kind of like futuristic user interface, artificial intelligence character that's being built here, or we're being introduced to as we enter the game. So let's see here. We're jumping in. So again, your character. I mean, I think of even we talked about the Matrix. I mean, this kind of looks very Neo-esque, right? That could probably be Neo. What we need to do is we need to get to the door at the end of each level. We're going to see in a second. There's the door over there to the right. Gonna get there. Even in the background, it's got this futuristic kind of Blade Runner kind of background, altered carbon, matrixy kind of look to it. So now we're getting some information about flipping. So basically now we flip the reverse. So white is black and black is now white. That's the hook of this game. So the hook of this game, and again we have to get to our door, and there we go, we flipped over and found our way to our door, is that we have to use that flipping mechanic of black and white introvert to solve the puzzle, right? So we can see here the door is below me, how do I get to the door? So I need to find my way again. So I do like this kind of this idea. Now this part over here, these gray blocks, I cannot flip those. So I need to sort my way around that issue. I cannot flip the gray blocks. I still obviously won't learn my lesson that I can't flip the gray box. But so now we're using different. So now we're gonna see if we can jump all the way over. Let's see. Come on, can we jump? Jump, son, jump. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now we're kind of changing the again just that simple flipping. It begins to create a different puzzle for you to be able to solve. I was saying before on the podcast. There we go. No, go back the other way, you fool. There you go. I was saying on the podcast. I think this is the kind of game. There we go. Cross. That Jesse would definitely very much like. If you kind of like puzzlers and puzzle solving, I think with this kind of mechanic of this black and white flip, kind of futuristic, Minority Report, Blade Runner, AI, Portal. I mean, I'm using a lot of generic sci-fi buzzwords there, Matrix-y kind of aesthetic. I think this is really cool. Again, the other thing I kind of like about it is, you can pop in and out really relatively easily, right? If you're, hey, I've only got 5 minutes, so let me jump in relatively quickly and maybe solve a level or two, right? You're not sinking in for like, hey, I need to clog in like 3 or 4 hours straight of Shift Quantum. Then I think it's kind of a nice pick-me-up game. Again, to kind of get your brain thinking a different way. Hey, I've only got 15 minutes or 10 minutes before something. As you saw, as we kind of moved over to this level, that the saving is quite quick as well. So that's a huge benefit. Again, you're not looking for a specific checkpoint at any point as well. Now, there's no co-op to this, but you can obviously, like, hey, if you're having some friends over and I can't figure this one out here, hand the control over. Excuse me, that's just fine also. So. I mean, again, fairly simple aesthetics, nothing too complex. The music obviously helps the ambiance, helps with the world that we're creating. I'm kind of getting a little bit stuck here. This is one of the things is that, I don't think there's a clue system of like, hey, I'm stuck, how do I solve this one? So you've kind of got to solve that one on your own, and that could be good or bad. As you can see, I'm having a bit of trying to sort myself here as to which one I should be doing. I'm getting there. Definitely getting there. As I mentioned before, now this game actually did come out at the end of May, I believe. So it is available currently on the Nintendo Switch eShop. There is no physical version of this, so it is all digital. I think it's a fun puzzler. If you're looking for a good little kind of different puzzler, it's not Pictocross or Picross or that, but a different kind of aesthetic. I think creatively, it's kind of challenging how you look at things and alter it. You should definitely give us a bit of a crack here. So we're jumping again. We can see the save very quickly on the right-hand corner. So you can see here I'm actually kind of using the space to kind of weave my way through the world that they've created here, trying to, again, of course, get over to that door. But you can kind of see how I'm using that different space as you flip. So that is one of those things that you just gotta kind of think, okay, where is this going to put me now? I do find that's one of the little tricks here. So we're gonna flip here, and there we go, we're at the door. So yeah, I mean nothing overly complicated. I mean the controls are not, we're not super difficult. There's not multiple layers of controls here. It's pretty much jump, left, right, and then flip, right? We're not talking about any kind of you know, shoot or complex controls. There's apparently a community portion of this as well, some additional options. I'm just going to play the kind of standardized game components of it, if you will. This one's got a little bit of variable, right? If the first couple were really teaching you the dynamics of the level or of the game, this one will, you know, we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. We're going to introduce spikes, so there I did. I died there for a second. Again, I mean, there's no defined set of lives, right? Hey, you've only got 5, and you're dead, you're done. It does get you back in the game relatively quick, so I mean, I guess, you know, there's that kind of respawn-esque of something like a Super Meat Boy. I'm trying to think what other games kind of do that really quick. Shoe, I guess, is another example of that. Kind of getting, again, I mean, not a huge shock for games. Celeste, I guess, another huge, great example of that one. 2008 reference to that. So is Shoe. Here we go, dead again. But yeah, quick cycle. Let's do it again. Let's see if I can actually figure it out this time. See if I'm actually smart enough. Am I smarter than the spikes? Anyone want to take a guess? Shall we all guess whether I'm smarter than a spike? There we go, finding our way. We'll take that, shall we? Alright, here we go. So we're seeing a lot of the blocks I cannot flip in this space, so I have to kind of realize there's something else here I have to work with and play. You know, again, I really do enjoy this kind of, like, not to understate it, but this feels like a fairly easy concept, right? Someone probably said in a pitch meeting or a design meeting, it feels like something that someone was able to spitball and said, like, hey, what if we try this attempt? And you're able to create it. And I think I really love the idea that this came from probably, you know, a fairly fluid or loose idea to create a really cool concept. And I think, again, video games kind of creating a different medium and a platform for someone to be successful in this kind of, again, relatively simple idea of, like, let's just reverse the blacks to the whites and the whites to the black and create a puzzler, and that's really what they did here. And I don't mean to diminish that point, because I mean, that's, you know, I'm definitely not a game designer, I'm a game player, so. But I think it's just really cool to be able to say, like, here's kind of the aesthetic we're looking for, here's the kind of world we want to create, and, you know, whether it's, you know, deliberately Matrix-esque or Blade Runner-esque, here's what we're looking to try and do, and the unique, I guess, problem-solving puzzle, you know, the elements that you have to create or to understand and be able to solve those challenges, I think are really unique, and I think are very cool. So I don't know what I'm saying there. I guess what I'm trying to summarize there is good job, game designer. This is fun. Is what I'm trying to summarize. So there we go. Yay! Solved another level. Cool. We won't play too much longer. Maybe we'll get a couple more worlds in here to show you some more, shall we? Noticing the space now is becoming much larger that I cannot flip, so that begins to kind of say, okay, well, I guess if I can't flip a lot of things, I can only flip this thing. It begins to kind of show you where you have to go. Here we go. So again, yeah, more of the world is gray, so therefore more challenging to solve. sometimes I feel like I'm in a little bit of a feedback loop of like, did I go here? I don't remember. There we go. I think I'm finding my way now. No, I'm back to the beginning, I think, actually. Oh, whoops. Okay. Slowly but surely here. Let's see if we can solve this one. So I don't have a lot of places to go on this one. Okay, what am I missing? What am I missing? That's a little bit of the problem. I mean, I shouldn't say problem. I mean, it's part of the actual game design. But like, okay, seriously, what's the rub here? What is the thing that I need to solve? What's the clue? Right? I think probably every once in a while a clue might help out. But I guess at the same time, if you do that, you're kind of probably ruining some of the experience. So let's see. Again, I feel like I'm repeating a lot of things here. You're probably staring or screaming at your screen going, no, you've been there, or go over there, try that, you dummy. I would say first, don't call me a dummy. That's not very nice to do. Oh, there we go. I think we're finding our way. There we go. All right. Hey, look at that. A little bit of a hallway to run down. This is interesting. Okay, well, there we go. That's interesting. Very different than the last level. Alright, we're moving for this one. I think this might be maybe the last level we'll show off here. I do kind of like the fact that we're starting to maybe get a bit of a story here, or a bit of a frame of an early story, that maybe things within this world, this escapism, whatever you want to call it, are maybe not what they appear to be, or that things are starting to fall apart. Just with, maybe there's an infection in the code or something, again, very Matrixy, that something's going on here beyond just the hey, let's escape through here and solve some problems. It just feels like there's, the evil factory is going to break down behind us, and the Mr. Robot, the world is going to crash, and we should not be tied to machines kind of feeling of something that's perhaps in the story there that will show itself very soon and begin to give us a bit more of a story than just kind of why are we, so what's the objective, why are we doing this? Is it just to solve the puzzles, which is grand, but like what's the rub, so to say? Why do we keep going? What's the story beats that we need to know? Alright, so there's our door. Alright, we'll give her, I think, maybe one more. And then we'll call her. We'll call it a day, folks. What's going on there? Spikes. Oh, good. There had to be spikes down there. Oh, there we go. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Let's try the left-hand side. No? Let's go this way. Where are we going to go? Oh, I can't go left, I guess. No, it's got to go right. Oh, look at that. Okay, interesting. See, and this is the thing, like it's starting to look like the screen is infected, like the code is breaking, like the program is breaking down. Things are starting to change here, which I think there's obviously a very interesting story there. And look at this, we've got a scarf, a yellow scarf, and this gray and black color scape, which is just laying there. Something is going on. Something very interesting is going on. Shall we grab the scarf? Yes, let's grab that scarf. Go on with yours now. Interesting. Okay, so now we're, again, who is the scarf from? Why is the scarf here? What does the scarf mean? What is going on to the system? Are things breaking? What's happening within the Matrix? Who knows? But this is very interesting. Now we're starting to get some story beats for this game. So that is some exciting stuff, folks. That is very exciting. I'm going to wrap it up here pretty fast. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in and for watching. Again, big thanks to the developer and PR firm over at Shift Quantum. This is on the Nintendo Switch. It is out now. It's in the Nintendo Switch eShop. If you like puzzle games, if you kind of like futuristic, subtle storytelling games with a kind of a noir, black and white vibe for puzzle solving, I think this is a really cool game you should pick up. Again, it's you know, short levels, easy to pick up and play when you want to. I think it's right up your alley. Hopefully, if this is what your alley is, I think this is a good satisfier for that kind of stuff. So, guys, thanks so much for tuning in again. Head over to Nintendo Dads and all the social media stuff, and if you're on our YouTube channel, hit like, subscribe, all of that. And thanks very much for watching. Okay, and I'll let this little level maybe play itself out, and that's it. All right, thanks very much, guys. Bye bye.